Well, spank my mouse and call me Mickey. You guys have been cheating in those damn Disneylands for all these years, you little bastards. I've been going to Disneyland since the 70s, and I've always been a bit skeptical of some people that aren't quite disabled getting into the lineups. I've even seen kids rent wheelchairs just to take turns wheeling themselves around to beat these stupid lineups. And while it's quite crafty, and I'm going to give you an A+ on your dastardly ability to navigate through these lineups a lot more slicker than I would, being honest. But you know what? Because of this, the whole system is changing. And I've got a few strategies for some of you that might just work without you having to cheat. Now, first of all, I want to say that my own father is disabled. Here's a picture of his guide dog. His guide dog's name is Enzo. And he goes to Disneyland a fair bit, too. And the sad part is he's not going to be able to go to the head of the line, because even when he went to the head of the line and he went on a ride, he didn't get to see anything because he was blind. Meanwhile, I would see early trimester women with their passes going to the head of the line. They don't even have a baby bump. Because Disneyland was so afraid of getting sued, you didn't really have to prove anything. Apparently, many people with these guest assistance cards were putting their ads on Craigslist in Anaheim and in Orange County in Florida. And they were using these cards to help people get to the head of the line, and they would charge about $50 an hour. And everybody in their group of up to 6 would just scoot right through those lineups. Now, because of all you cheater pumpkin eaters out there, the disabled are actually going to be punished, because the guest assistance cards are going to be replaced with a new FastPass system. So now the disabled have to wait the equivalent amount of time and come back to the ride, and then they'll be accommodated. Now, there is a program out there for you rich people, and you don't have to be a celebrity. Don't be cheap. It starts at $300 an hour with a 6-hour minimum. And for that, you get head of the line treatment. And if you want to drop upwards of $2,000 a day to do that, fill your boots. I don't care. At least you're paying for the privilege. Now, for those of us who aren't rich, it takes strategy to navigate these things now. So what I'm going to suggest, if you're going to Disneyland in Anaheim, what you need to do is take advantage of the Magic Mornings. And those are usually on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And that'll get you into the park a little bit early, so you can hit a few of these early big attractions that the rest of the big hordes of crowds won't be in on. Now, for the Magic Kingdom in Florida, I would suggest the extra magic hours that are available to people staying at the Disneyland official resorts. And I would encourage you to check that out. Tiers going to the Magic Kingdom in Florida, I would suggest the Fast Pass Plus. It's a bit of a mouthful for me to try and squeeze out. It's a new program for selected rides that's coming out, and I believe it's going to be rolled out in many of the parks around the world. Speaking of Fast Pass, I would also suggest everybody in the party, especially the able-bodied people within your party, take advantage of the Fast Pass system. So if you're given a start time for a disabled arrival for a certain attraction, I would also suggest the able-bodied people scoot over to adjacent attractions and get a Fast Pass time for at least hitting some of those. One last little known fact about the Fast Pass system in Disneyland and California Adventure is that the Fast Pass systems are not connected. So somebody who is able-bodied and knows where they're going, if you were to give everybody the tickets, they could run over to, say, California Adventure and get a Fast Pass time for one of the attractions there and quickly meet the rest of their party back in Disneyland, thus securing a coveted time for one of the more bigger attractions in the other park and saving you time in the end. Well, the one thing to keep in mind, whether you are able-bodied or disabled, Disneyland requires a strategy. And if you do a bit of research and you have a bit of strategy, I think your time in the Mouse Kingdom is going to be just fine. Anyway, there's going to be some links in the bottom of this video right here of some of the little tips and articles that I've just discussed. And check them out for yourself. And happy mousing.